Okay. Can you can still hear me and see me, right? Oh, hello. Can anybody still hear me? Just to be sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. All right. So good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's session. Um, so today we are actually going to be talking a bit about sales, really, and where like the process of sales, and is going to be a conversation. So I'm going to be sharing some tips, and I'll also show you a few things on how to even generate leads at this time. Um, and then towards the end of the class, or at the end of the class, we'll announce a new incentive that we're offering to you as part of our community. So it's actually a financial benefit, but we want to sort of increase the number of businesses that we have quickly. So we are going to be giving that incentive to you at the end of the session. So just to speak to sales, and when you talk about sales, I know that sales is something that a lot of people find scary. A lot of people feel very afraid because it's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to say? Who am I going to meet? Where am I going to see these people? What can I offer to them? So all of these things are things that are coming up. They come up every time. And sometimes there's also the issues of what are the objections that, many people would face when they try to do sales. Okay. So when you face maybe an objection from someone, many times the way will just be, oh, okay, I'm done with this. I'm no longer doing it because you faced an objection. But you'd understand that in life and in everything that happens, really, there's always an objection, right? Everything in your life today, there's always some form of objection. So if you want to go to school, for example, and you apply, and maybe there's an interview for a job or whatever it is, they will always be looking for loopholes, and they will be asking you questions that would make you not qualify to get into that space. So maybe you want to go to university, right? Most times there will be an exam, and that examination can be like an objection to you because if you do not pass it, they are looking for ways to take you off. So if you do not pass it, that means you can't go through to the next stage. And this is just something that happens all the time, right? So, but once people start looking at business and looking at how to get customers, and they also start thinking about objections, it's sort of they just get into a shield and hide themselves, not realizing that this is the same thing that they face in every aspect, like in every area of their life. This is exactly the same thing that they face. Okay, so where does sales start from, really? Some people might have this understanding that sales is when you know you have this like call it, maybe people putting on suits, you have a special way that you talk, you are maybe telling lies, or you are coming up with all kinds of gimmicks to get people to buy whatever you are selling. I'm sure maybe you've gone to a market and you've seen some people advertising all these, what I call them, all these rubber that they'll be hitting it on the ground and telling you that it doesn't break. And sometimes they might be using the real one to show you that when you buy, they give you the one that is fake. So many people, when they look at sales, they think about it from that angle of finding ways to cut corners, finding ways to deceive people so that they can buy a product. But that is really not what sales is. In fact, that is the opposite of sales, because sale is not complete until the customer comes back. It's not the first time that the customer comes to you that that sales has been completed. It is actually, I mean, that sale rather, it is actually when they come back to you another time. That is when you know that you've actually made a sale. So instead of thinking about making that first sale and collecting the money and, okay, I've made this money and I go away, how about you start thinking about it like, what are the ways that I can build a relationship and also get this person to buy over and over and over and over again, right? So this is what we're going to be discussing today. In the previous class, I've talked about a concept that we call the know, like, and the trust um, methodology, which is pretty much how everybody buys. If I do not know you, there's almost no way I'm going to buy from you because I don't know that you exist. But if I know you, then maybe I need to like you, all right? And in liking you, I also need to trust you. And if I'm able to complete these three things, then there's a very high chance that I'm going to buy whatever it is that you're selling to me. All right. So this is a general rule, but how do you get people to know, like, and trust you? What is that thing that you're going to give to them that will make them see you and say, okay, take my money. I love what you're saying, and I would like to have this. And in this context, especially when you are going to be talking to customers about the solution that we are providing as Afiari, it is important that you think about it from this angle that I want to share with you today. Now, the first thing is there is always a problem and there is also a solution, right? Now, if I come to you and I say, I talk to you about myself. Okay, let me use an example. I want to approach a lady. Maybe I like the lady. I want to date this person, and then, of course, in a normal sense, and I come to you and I start telling you, oh, I am this, I have this, I do this, I do, I take care of this. I just keep talking about myself. And I start telling you all the things, or maybe I show you my car key, or I show you my wallet or whatever just to get your attention. Truth is, yes, that might attract you in the short term, but that will not be real because um, you have only just told me about yourself. You didn't even care to know anything about me or the other person that you're talking to, right? So you didn't care to know anything about the person, but you've found a way to just keep talking about yourself. Now, many people will lose interest. Like, if I just come in here and I start telling you, oh, Afiari is a platform that does XYZ. We provide all this, we do that, da 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 da. Da. The customer will just be lost immediately because you are just talking about yourself and nobody cares about you. Like, nobody wakes up every day thinking about, oh, I want to buy from this particular business owner, or I want to buy from Afiari, I want to buy, something, right? They don't think about you the day they wake up. Even you think about it. Someone gave this analogy somewhere, or this story somewhere about how whenever you wake up in the morning, do you ever think about a particular product? Like, of course, there are special cases, but most of the time, do you think about, oh, this toothpaste that I want to use now is in my head, or this soap, or this food I'm going to eat, or this brand I'm going to, we don't necessarily think about those things in those ways, right? Many times we just go out, we see something we like, we buy, and we start using. Well, it's not like we wake up every day thinking about those things, right? So for us to be made known to the customer, or for the customer to understand you really well, you have to first of all stop talking about yourself or what you are providing and start focusing on what the customer's needs are. What is the problem of this person? What is the problem of this business? What are their challenges? What are their difficulties? What are they frustrated with? What is the problem that they are trying to solve and it's just very hectic? Okay. If you are able to find a way to understand their problem and then communicate that problem to them to make them know that you know their problem and of course provide a solution, that is the first step to making a sale. All right, that is the first step. If you're able to let them understand, I come to you, maybe you know, um, I want to sell a product to maybe a pregnant woman, and I come to you and I talk to you about how, I understand that sometimes you feel like this baby is kicking, and the person is like, yeah, that's true. Or you're always tired, or the money your waist pains you, or da da da. I just give you certain things that you will relate to it based on your own experience, and you connect with all of those things. And I tell you, there's a way, I can give you something that will help all of those things to go away. The person will most of the time listen from that point because I did not just come to you and start telling you about, oh, we can do this, we can do that. I came to you by giving you an understanding of what your problem is. So this is also what we are going to be doing here as well. Whenever you want to talk to any person, you want to speak to any business, or you want to reach out to anybody that may be using our application, the first thing you want to know is about them. Try to talk to them about their processes. Try to talk to them about their business. Sometimes it may not even be talking, it might just be observations, right? So earlier, Chigozin told us about a business owner that, from her own observation, they don't even use any system of sales in that place, and they don't issue receipts. They don't even do inventory that much. Probably they will be recording things in their books or something, or on a sheet of paper, but there is no structure that if that person leaves that environment today, the person will know what is happening in that business. Okay, so some of these things are by observation. Some of the time also it also be would be by engagement. So maybe you've talked to this person, for example, she recommended someone to this business owner in the past, and that is out of maybe the fact that this person really wants to go online, or this person is thinking about how to expand their reach to more people and not just focus on their physical location, right? So all these things are needs. Sometimes there are also problems. I know a business here that they have sacked two of their staff because things getting missing in their store, right? And in fact, one of them was actually um, changing the invoice. So it's a supermarket actually. So when they go to the market to buy items, this person would change the invoice, right, and use his own invoice, and that is what he will send to the boss. So in changing that invoice, he would put his own price on the new invoice and share it with the boss. When the boss makes payment, I mean the person is paying to him directly, so he will now pay to the um, vendors that they are buying those items from. And this person kept doing this thing over and over until a day came and one of the vendors reached out to the owner to say that I think they were trying to confirm a product if it was the number that they sent that they received. So maybe they bought 100 cartons, but they wanted to show that it was actually 100 cartons that they received. And in that conversation, the conversation of pricing came up, and the person was like, "Oh, but your things are very expensive, right?" And the person is like, "What happened?" So the conversation went towards, "This is how much you sold this thing to us," and the person is like, "No, that's not how much we sell it, right?" And that was how they discovered that something has been going wrong for a long period of time, and people are very, very interested, right? So now this is something that this business is looking to stop. They are going to find a way to end it using processes, using tools. This is what they want to do. Now, if Afyari is able to help them, tackle some of these challenges or handle these processes in a way that there can be, records across board, there can be documentation, there's a process flow, everybody understands what's going on, then that is a solution to that problem. All right. So sales is really very simple. You find a problem and you match a solution to that problem. Now, the next thing that I'll speak to is when you're talking about sales, how do you really start selling, right? There's something we call a sales funnel. There's something we call a sales funnel, and sales funnel typically would work for digital channels. Maybe you want to sell via Facebook ad, or you want to sell via Instagram, or you want to make a YouTube ad, or you want to do a Google ad, right? There's something that we call a sales funnel where you create maybe like a landing page and you send traffic to that landing page. Traffic are people. So when you see an ad running online, for example, even on radio or anywhere it is running, so the people that will go to that ad and respond to it, those people are called traffic, right? So they send traffic to that landing page and maybe they get some information from there, maybe their emails or their phone numbers. And when they get those information, then they get their emails, they get their phone numbers. Sorry, 1 minute. I'm just going to mute you and um, Justin, I'll mute you. Okay. So they get their emails and maybe their phone number so that they can reach out to them again sometime in future and those people are also buying something from them. Now that is a simple sales funnel. You start with traffic, you go to a landing page. From the landing page, you get some information, and those information that you are getting, they are called leads. So whether you're getting email or you're getting phone number, those things are called leads, right? And then it is now by those leads that you follow up to convert them to customers, right? But this is really a digital flow. But in a physical flow, say you want to sell a product offline, it is still the same concept, but different channels, right? The same way you need to get traffic as the first, and then you need to set them somewhere to see something, and then you need to collect that information from them. Then you convert them maybe on the spot or later on in the future. That is also the same pattern. So imagine you get a flyer, for example. I'm sure some of you may have received flyers from people in the past. Now, I make a flyer about something I want to do, then I will go and look for where many people are that would need that service, or where I will see those type of people that would need that service, right? Now, when I see them, that is the traffic. Then I'm going to send them the offer, which is the flyer that I have about whatever it is I want to sell. Sometimes some of those flyers, they find a way to say, oh, can we have your number? Can we have your email or whatever? Right? You now receive that information from them and give them the flyer to maybe go home. Sometimes it's even writing your phone number on it and then they go home with it. And later on, they can call you. But in a more proactive way, it would be you collecting their numbers or their emails or whatever you want to collect from them. Give them the flyer, they go. If they don't buy on the spot, you can call them tomorrow to say, hi, I'm the person that gave you this, and I wanted to check in about that and sort of follow up. All right. So this is the same thing that happens both offline and online. All right. But the only thing now is where the people are. Okay. So if you go online, you see that um, people are on Facebook, people are on Instagram, people are on Twitter, people are on YouTube, people are basically on various social channels. Now there is TikTok, right? And people are there. Um, and most people are actually on all these different platforms, right? Even business owners. And if you also want to now get offline businesses, like physical businesses, some of them may not have online presence, but they themselves will be online. While some of them may also have that online presence, but they still do not have like a system to automate whatever it is that they are doing. And some will not just have anything at all. All right. So what you can do, the first thing that you can do is find a way to generate traffic. By traffic, I mean know where the types of businesses that we are looking at would be, right? So, um, so if you just walk down on the road offline, like look at around you by just observing your environment, you'd see that there are stores everywhere, right? Ranging from normal small shops or containers or even kiosk, right? Those are not necessarily parts of who we are targeting, but those people are there. Then there are retail stores like shops that maybe they don't necessarily, they're not big and they're not also very small. So they have a number of products there, and they just sell their products from that store. Then there are people that have like bigger stores. Some of them are importers, some of them are distributors of other people's products. Okay. And then there are people that have like supermarket chains. All right. And then there are people that are in the market that have stores in the market. And many, in fact, for example, in Lagos, if you go to trade fair market, you'll see a lot of big businesses that have stores there, right? When I say big, I'm talking about the turnover that they do or the volume that these businesses do is much, but the stores may not be so large, right? And some of them, they just have one shop and then they have parking store in some of the places. And then when containers come in, they pick up those items and put them in their warehouse or parking store and they sell from one shop, all right? But these are also like examples of people. So by just the first thing that you can do is by observing your environment, observing, looking around you, you know, look at these businesses that are physical, people that have physical stores, right? Um, so these businesses that have physical stores around you are Sorry, I want to confirm something. Okay. So these businesses that have physical stores around you are the first point of contact. So when we say that we don't want you to spend any money first in getting any business, we mean that we want you to start with people that are not far from your network, people that you know that sell physical products, people that have shops, that have stores, people that you can walk up to and talk to them about what we are providing, people that are not far from wherever it is that you are. Okay, so that's the first line. When you meet with those people, like I said, the first thing you should always do is try to understand their pain points, try to understand what their challenges are, try to understand what their problems are. Okay, when you have figured out those things, um, especially as it relates to what you want to give to them, don't just rush and start giving them the product or start showing them, oh, I want to show you how this thing works, or I want to, take you to a link where you view the product or whatever. No, it has to start from understanding their pain points and problems. And then you can now proceed to having conversations about, okay, so I have something that can help you with these challenges that you've talked about. And at that point, their interest is there. They want to listen. And when you give them the solution, it is easy for them to see the value because it is coming out of their own pains. It is not just about you. It is not about what you want to give to them. It is now them asking you, oh, okay, so this thing can do this for me. Awesome. So let me see how it can, right? And you can proceed to the next step. So for every sale to really be successful, what I'm going to say now is like what we call the 110-1 funnel, right? And this is really a game of numbers. Okay. If you want to convert one person, you should at least have maybe 10 people that you're talking to or 5 people that you're talking to. If you target the people really well, if you target the businesses really well, you may not need to speak to 10 people to get one. You may just speak to 3 of those businesses and you get one, right? But it's a game of numbers, right? So the more um, traffic you have, so like I said, traffic is the people that have that pain point that you want to solve and going to them to see what you're offering. Okay. So the more people you have in that traffic zone of, okay, I'm trying to identify this is what this person is. Okay, so does this person have this challenge? Does this person, can this person use this type of product? Let me give you an example. Just today, earlier today, someone in the place where I went to was asking me if our service can work with a masseuse, like people that do massages and spa and those things like that. So I was asking her, okay, so do you sell a product like a spa product? She said no, that it's actually the service that they offer, but she just wants to know if our platform is going to be able to, serve them. Now, if I'm just thinking about myself and money and what I'm going to get, I'll tell her, yes, 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 come, we will serve you, even though I know it's not true. And maybe she will buy the product, maybe she will pay and she will come in. And when she comes in, she will now see something else and realize that this thing really will not work for me. But at that point, I would have lost even future sales from that one customer. Okay. So what I would do at that early stage where I just had that engagement would be, oh, I'm sorry, but this really will not work for you because this is what we are focusing on. These are the types of businesses that we can service. But if it's just a service that you're providing, then no, we won't be able to work with you. All right. And by that act of sharing this truthful experience, the person would even trust you more. So that by the time they now have something that you can truly serve them with, they will still come back to you. Okay, so you have to now qualify. So what I did with this person is what we call qualification of leads. So when you generate the traffic, get them as leads. So leads are people that you have their phone numbers or their emails and are interested in what you are providing. Okay, maybe a business owner that wants to sell their products online, or they want to automate, they want to do their inventory properly, they want to be able to track their purchasing, they want to just know everything about their business from one system, right? Now, that is a lead. They are interested in what you're doing. When you get their information from them, okay, so this is the challenge you have. Okay, can I call you later to talk to you about this? And you're like, okay, give me your phone number. That is a lead. All right. But before you have that lead, you have to at least identify that this person is a possible business owner that would need this service. Once you now gotten that lead, the next thing is now to also qualify the lead. All right. So our bias at Afiari is we are really thinking about how we want to transform a lot of physical businesses, right? So what we want to do really is retailers or retail businesses, so people that sell direct to consumers, people that sell at retail points, people that have stores, physical stores. Um, there are people that can also have physical products but may not have stores. They can also use Afiari as well. But the core anchor would be people that actually do have physical stores. Now, because of this bias, it won't make sense for me to not be going after all types of maybe restaurants or people that sell all kinds of things. I will have to target my action towards the types of businesses that this software will work for. All right. Or maybe I'm now start going to talk to people that are doing maybe agencies like travel agencies or whatever. I won't do that. I will have to focus on the direct people that I can actually serve. So once you get the lead, you now qualify them and be sure that okay, truly they have the problem and truly this solution will work for them. Once you qualify those leads, the next thing that you do is now to nurture the leads. All right. So by nurturing the leads, you are sort of getting more familiar with them. You're sort of getting closer to them, trying to understand their pain points more, trying to build trust with that customer. In fact, I'll give you a very clear example. What we are doing with you people is also sort of this same approach, right? So we did a promotion and many of you applied to join, right? That is traffic at that point. Then we qualified. Some people joined, some people left, some people, would join, they would not respond. Some people would those things are normal, right? Because some people will fall off along the line because they may come in and say, "Oh, okay, I don't like this, or I'm not interested in this, or this will not work for me, or for whatever reasons, right?" People have all kinds of different reasons why they do different things, right? Now, the ones that are interested are there. The ones that are going after it are going to be there, right? And then gradually you nurture by having these sessions with you, giving you the trainings, giving you opportunities, open up various types of um, incentives to you. We are also going to be bringing some partnerships very soon. We are going to be bringing some expert people to come and talk to you guys along the way. All of these things that we are doing for you is to nurture you and to help you gain more understanding about what we are providing to you so that you can go out and fulfill what you need to fulfill. All right. Then the next thing will be that some of you will now start generating revenue for the business and also earning for yourselves at the same time. At that point, that is like a conversion point. So you've seen how we've taken it through this whole process, right? And this is typically the same way a sales cycle would go from the point of traffic, identifying the people that will be needed for what you want to sell. And the next point would be to get the leads, actually get their phone numbers, emails, whatever. The next thing would now be to qualify them to be sure that they're actually the people that you need. And then you can go on to convert them to become your customers. All right. So this is just a very, very simple approach that you can take. The next thing I'm now going to say is these leads, like I said, I was already talking about where you can get them, right? So I told you about the first one, which is like your physical environment, people that are around you, people that are close by. Okay. The next point or the next way you can get free leads is actually on Google. A lot of people do not know this or they do not use this, but it is on Google. I got a number of our first customers on Google. What did I do? I wanted to get, okay, the first ones I wanted to get were supermarkets. I just said supermarkets around Lekki in Lagos. I just, because that's where I wanted to target at the time, right? And I got a lot of stores that were there. Many of them had their phone numbers on Google already. So let me just show you something quickly. I'm going to share my screen and show you an example of what I'm talking about. Hold on, please. Okay. Oh, no, I don't want to raise my hand. Um, yeah. All right. So I'm going to be sharing my screen right now. Yeah. So if I just search, for example, maybe let me even use stores, just use stores in Lekki, for example, or in Lekki phase one. I just use this as an example. You'll see that there are a lot of stores that will come up here. Some of them are fashion, some of them are all kinds of stores, right? So this is Easy Mart, this is a supermarket, this is a boutique, this is a luxury store, this is, for whatever reasons, some of them may not be real, some may be real. Some may even be cosmetic shops, some may be drinks, some may be, food, some may be whatever. So if I want to look for maybe, Chief Dojim told us about a solar store, right? I can even say solar stores in, let me use that as an example. Solar stores in Lekki phase one. So you see a number of people too that have all kinds of things, right? If I open any of them, I will see some interesting things. You see their address, you see their phone numbers. Their phone number will be there. Sorry. So their phone number will be there, their address will be there. You can just look through a lot of stores, and sometimes they can get to hundreds, they can get to 20s, they can get to tens, depending on what you are looking for. If I maybe I want to search for liquor stores, for example, in Lekki phase one. Let me use that as an app. You see people that sell wines, liquor, wine nation, liquor, all kinds of stores. All right. I want cosmetic stores, right? You would also see different types of stores in that location that I'm talking about that sell those types of items. Okay. And these are the types of people that we want to actually onboard. These are the type of people that we are getting as businesses to use our products. Okay. So you see that without spending any dime, I've gotten a number of leads already. All right. By just going through this, I can pick all these phone numbers. Some of them you will call, yes, it's not be available. Some of them may not be, the current number that they are using, but many of them are actually the numbers of the owners. That's a very funny thing. Most of these places they don't put the phone numbers of maybe a staff. They usually put their own phone numbers. So you are most times going to be talking directly to the owners of the businesses. So this is a way, apart from the physical observation where you observe in your environment, you can go beyond that to check on places like Google, right? Just searching on Google, it will bring you lots and lots of businesses that you can easily take and say, okay, this is a lead, this is the phone number of this person, this is who this person is. And you can itemize them somewhere, maybe create a sheet. So maybe let me um, Google Sheets. Let me just use Google Sheets as an example. Hold on. All right. So you can create a simple Google Sheet where on that sheet, what you're going to just do is maybe lead, or let me say store name, phone number, address, and then status. All right. So this status would be maybe where are you in the conversation with them, and you can also have updates as you engage with them. So you list out all the people that you have gotten, and you list out their phone numbers, list out their addresses. If they are the ones that you can go, maybe not too far from you, you can visit. All right. But most of the time, it will start from a phone call. All right. You start from a phone call conversation, and what we can do for you, maybe during the weekend, I can come up with a a simple script that you can use to engage with these businesses, like what kinds of questions you can ask, and what kind of things you can talk to them about if you are doing cold calling, because this is what we call cold calling. It's pretty much just going down and talking to businesses via phone calls, all right? And so when you do this, you have all of these lists, like I talked about, you put them on this type of sheet, and then you talk about their updates. Now, not all of them will be interested in the long run. Not all of them will convert. Not all of them will become your business or your customer. Is someone raising their hand?
No,
Okay, okay.
I just made a comment.
Oh, okay, great. So not all of them will eventually convert, right? But a number of them will. Okay, and you do not need all of them to actually make what you need to make, right? So if, for example, like we said, you get 30% on every sale that you get for 200,000 naira and above, right? Now, if you do five businesses in a month, five times 60K, which is the commission for 200K, you are earning already, earning 300,000 naira in a month, right? And this is also, we are also going to be providing support to you. If you need proposals, if you need documentation, you can reach out to us and we'll be able to help you to go through any of those things that you need. Okay. And we're also going to be providing more materials as we go on, even graphic designs, content materials, swipes, scripts, things that will help you to actually be able to talk to the businesses that you need to speak with, right? So this is a very simple approach that many businesses are already on Google, and many are still trying to get on Google today. But somebody reached out to me yesterday that she would like to register her business on Google. Apparently, people charge money to do that, which is very interesting. It's very very funny, but it's not something. I don't think it's something that people should be charging money to do, but people charge money to do it, right? Um, because it's a very simple process. By the way, sorry. So these things are things that businesses are doing every day. So if you can use this very, at least this very simple approach, combine that with the ones you have offline. Another place you can go to are places like Instagram or Facebook, right? Again, it's still using the search, all right? You can just go to your Instagram search and search for types of businesses that you probably want to. Okay. Some of them, in fact, most of them will have their phone numbers in their bio. Most of them will have a link that can take you to their WhatsApp or their phone number or something. All right. Again, you can also extract businesses from that angle and engage them from there. All right. So on Facebook, you can go to the search on Facebook and still type. And when you search, it will bring out the same thing for you too. It may not be as detailed as Google would bring, but at least you will see some businesses from there that you can even reach out to. Some people would have made some posts about what they do, what their businesses are, maybe even put their phone number somewhere. You can call them and have conversations about what you want to do with them. But before you start talking about what you want to do, like I said, always start with understanding what their pain points are or what is important to them at a particular point in time. So if you are looking at our software, right, there are some types of businesses that really what they want at this time right now would be inventory solution, for example. Funnily, they will also get you online, but what is key to them is really to be able to like make sure that they are plugging into the leaking holes and blocking everything that anybody can steal from their business from, or even just have a process around what they are doing so that they can track everything. Okay. Some other people little be I want to just increase my sales. Okay. So you need to know at different points what is important to these different types of businesses, and you also communicate those things in accordance to their areas of interest. Now, the next thing I'm now going to just talk about will be how do you handle objections? I'm just going to speak quickly to this and then we'll close out. How do you handle objections, right? Business, when a business owner that you're trying to get or you want to talk to tells you certain objections. So there are some objections like, oh, um, let me give you some examples that I've encountered. I am not ready for this, right? Or maybe someone is going to tell you something like, um, can you work without the internet, for example? Or somebody is going to say, um, there are different types of objections that actually just come up. Okay, people say all kinds of things, and people bring up a lot of things. But what you would what you should understand is many of the time or most of the time rather, when they are telling you about an objection, that is not the real challenge or that's not the real problem. Sometimes they might even tell you, oh, I don't have the money for it. It may not be that they do not have the money. It may actually be a value proposition issue. It may be that they are thinking about this thing. Oh, it's not like I don't have the money, but is this thing valuable to me? Right? Can this thing work for me? Or can I use this product? Or, um, what are the issues around this thing that I'm not seeing right? So what you want to try to do as quickly as possible is go straight to what is important, which is the main thing that they are talking about. Many people say um, something and mean something else, right? I might be telling you is money, but in my mind, that is not really what I'm thinking about. But I just want to use money as a way to scare you away, right? That's one. So there are different types of objections that you are going to be encountering and different types of people. Somebody may even say, I don't even this name, I have not heard of this name before. That could be an objection, all right? Or I've not seen this thing before, you know. So or maybe some other people's objections will just be, I've I've sort of been managing my business like this for a while, and I don't know if this is really going to be useful for me because I'm used to operating in a certain way. Okay. Now, your job is not to try to convince anybody to change their minds. No. Your job is not to try to choke them and say you must buy this product or try to, you know, just become desperate with it because you want to get the customer. No. What you are going to be doing really is try as much as you can to listen and ask questions, right? Leading questions that can help you get to the root cause. Now, an example of that question is why. As simple as why is sometimes it might be frustrating, but especially for the people that you want to talk to. Imagine I'm asking you, so why do you think money is a challenge? The person may eventually tell you the real thing, right? So if you tell me, okay, I don't have the time to do this, and I say, why don't you have the time? You know, is this not your business, or what are the challenges that you're having with time? The person may eventually now tell you, oh, I don't know how to use maybe tech. I'm not tech inclined, right? Okay. So what can we do about that? Do you think if I train you, will you be able to learn? Right? So what they want to see is you're providing support and trying to connect to their emotional challenges. They don't just want to see someone that they tell you something and you still repeat the same thing you said before. Maybe, oh, this thing now you can use it to do your inventory. And I'm like, nah, don't worry. I I'm not ready. And they're like, but you need inventory. And the person is like, I don't have time. And you come again and say, but inventory is important to your business. No, that's not what you're going to be doing because it will not work like that. Nobody is interested in choking them down with whatever it is that you want to sell. In fact, somebody likes to be sold to. Okay. But what people want to see is that there is a connection, okay, between what what they are telling you and what you are responding. So if I come to you and I say I do not have the time, and I'm like, but why? What's the problem? What's the challenge around timing? And you say, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I don't think I'll be able to focus on this type of thing, or you know. So, but and I'll say, but the funny thing, we're actually trying to help you cut down on your time. Say, yeah, I know, but still, I don't know if that time is going to be there for me to do it. Now, again, the person may not be going to, the person's main reason may be that they don't know how to use tech solutions to run their businesses, and they don't want to tell you that. They just tell you that it's time. Okay. But when you not engage and you say, okay, maybe something like, okay, I understand you do not have the time, or there's a challenge with time. But what if I come around to try to, help you sort this thing out? There might just be a flip in that regard because the person will be like, oh, yeah, it's true. I don't even know how to use this thing. I don't know how to work. I don't know that. In fact, at that time, you now see the person coming out to tell you all of the challenges that they truly, really have. Okay. So, what you want to do is get to that point, especially when you're handling objections. Don't argue, don't try to force them to buy. Don't try to get them to, see the best, why this product is the best thing after sliced bread. No, You just try as much as you can to understand them, have conversations with them. Sometimes it may really be that they are not just interested. And at that point, you say, okay, I hear you, but this is what we are going to do. I'll keep tabs maybe in 6 months or in 3 months or in 1 month. If you're interested, let me know, or I can still reach out to you at that time. Okay. So that is just a very simple way. When you ask why and ask why over and over again, it tends to help you get down to the root cause so that you know what the main challenge is. All right. And once you are able to handle those objections, maybe you've seen it and you are able to tackle some of the objections by telling them the value. Again, always communicate the value. So I do not have the time, but this thing can also help you save time, really. If you use it, you're not going to be, you will not need to sit down every time to be thinking about how many products do I have today? What is my stock? Okay, go and count the shop, go and do this, go and do that. You can just look at your screen and in one glass, you see everything. Okay. So that is value. And the person is like, okay, that's quite interesting. All right. So always communicate that value. And when you communicate the value, it is easy for them to now see why they should come on board. Now, when it gets to the closing time, when you're supposed to actually collect money, please do not hesitate to receive the payment from the customer. For us at Afiari, I'm going to show you how to actually quickly get a customer on board, right? So I'm going to share my screen now to show you a simple process that would take. I won't go through the entire process, but I'll just show you where it starts from. Now, on Afiari, we have, so of course, our roots, our website is afiari.com, but we have business.afiari.com and it speaks to businesses only. Okay. It talks about what we are offering to businesses, the value that we are giving to them, why, what we are providing is important. So you see the mini websites, the access to customers' details, automate sales process, track inventory, marketplace for customers to find you. All of these things are things that we are providing as a business to them. And we've listed some of the types of businesses that we are probably going to be working with. And we have even a small video that can give an idea of what the product is like. Then the part that you want to take the person to is this get started now button. All right. This get started now is where they are going to actually sign up to create their account, make payment, and do whatever it is that they want to do. Okay, so they have to do it from this point. So once you've gotten the value, the person says, "Okay, I'm interested. I would like to get on board on this product, and I would like to make payments." Please, you take them to this page, and you click on this "Get Started Now" button. Now, I'm going to click on it, and it's going to ask you for you to sign in if you're not if the person is not signed in. And of course, the person may not be signed in because they don't even have an account. So they will need to create an account. Sorry, 1 minute. I think my network is a bit slow. Hold on, let me see something. 1 minute. Oh, let me just check something quickly. Okay. Okay. So let me just clear my cache on this thing and try it again. It's like the network here is quite okay. So I think I've done that. Let me try it again now. Okay, let me see. Because I think my system cached this page and it's not loading it properly. Okay, I'm going to open this thing on incognito and use that to show you. So please just hold on. Okay, so let me use incognito to show you. Okay, so on incognito, let me see. I'm here. I click on get started now. Yes. So it's going to redirect me to where I'm going to sign in, all right, or create an account. So if the person doesn't have an account, they will need to click on create one. Okay, when they click on create one, let me just do it to also show you. It will ask them for their name, password, phone number, everything, and then they can create an account from here directly. But let's say they already have an account. All right, I'm going to use an example account to just show you. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, this person already has an account, but let me just say I use KYK. Let me just use any random thing to just show you. Oh, okay. What's the password? Let me see. Signing. Okay, so it has signed me in. Let me go back to businessaffair.com. Okay. Yeah, so it will redirect me now to the page where I'm going to register the business. Okay, so the business name, the email, the phone number, and then we'll also choose the plan. All right. So depending on the plan, if it is starter, is the 60K, basic is 200K and above, like that, like that. So you select the plan, you put the description of the business, the phone number, the email, and you click on submit. Once you do that, it will take you to the payment point where the person will make the payment, and once the payment is made and confirmed, it will take them to their merchant dashboard, something that looks like this. Let me sign out of this so that you see. So something that looks like this, where they can now sign in and have access to their account. Okay. So this is like a very simple process at closing. So when you want to close a business, this is the kind of process that you take them through. Take them to business.atari.com. They'll create an account, of course. When they create their account, they click on get started now, and then they go through the process and make payments, and everything will be completed. Now, once you've done that, you can reach out to us and say you have a customer that has made the payment. We know it's from you, you know the person, you know who the person is. We'll document that sale on your behalf manually for now. But very soon we'll find a way to we'll build it into the product so that you have a link that you can use, and that payment will know that that payment is coming from you, or that business is coming from you. All right. So once that has been done, we'll track it, and then we'll make your payment to you. All right. So this is just like a very simple class that I wanted to organize to just take you through how you can really manage these businesses and talk about the sale process, the sales funnel, objections, and then how to close them. I'm going to ask for questions right now. So if you have any questions, please ask. If not, I'll give you the announcements we have, and then we'll close out for today. So are there any questions? Hello. Are there any questions? Okay. Chigazim, do you have any questions? Johnson, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. All right. So, in the absence of any questions, so the announcement that we have really, so we are actually bringing up new exciting things to,
Sorry, sir. So I
okay.
would love to. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm in a noisy place.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, can you
I
hear
can hear
me?
you. Yes, I can.
Okay. So I got what you said. Maybe I'll need to do a proper study on my own end. You sent me a proposal earlier today.
Yeah.
Uh, I can an editable proposal. So my what I want to I don't know. It's not like um a question. It's more like
Okay.
a suggestion, or let me put it this way. I'm trying to make a plea. Please,
Okay.
I would love to learn more about the problems we are going to be solving for these people,
Okay.
for our prospects.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
know we help them with inventory, stock taking, and then we help them automate their businesses so that they can be able to sell online and issue receipts to people. So I would love to know more about because the truth is that, please, can you hear me, sir?
I can. Go ahead. I
Okay.
can hear
So
you.
the truth is that we, to be honest, I've met some people that they feel just like you mentioned earlier. They feel you can't help them. Maybe you are just it's just one of those things. So I would really love to, because I would really love to be grow more in knowledge about the problems
Okay.
we are going to be solving for people.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think that's what I want to just talk about.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
what I'm going to be doing this weekend slash early next week is we are going to actually record
Sorry, you said.
videos. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
So we're going to record videos. Like I want to do a step-by-step video on the products. Okay. And in
Okay.
talking about it, I'm going to address the different problems, the different solutions, the different things that we are offering, how we can help these businesses across those
Okay.
different features that we have. Okay. So I'm going to do
Okay.
like a walkthrough from when you sign up, how to add a business, how to register a business, set up
Okay.
an account, what they need to do in terms of upload their products,
Mm-hmm.
change prices, add to stock, do their purchasing,
I can hear
requisition,
you,
all
sir.
of those things. Yeah. So we'll put that
Okay.
in different videos, right? And then we'll share
Okay. I think
so
that will
that
help.
you can go through it and understand the whole
Yes, sir.
flow from there.
Yes, sir. It will help a lot.
Okay.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right. You're welcome. Justin, your hand is up. Do you want to say something or ask a question?
All right, sir. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed today's program, but the first one I didn't attend. I didn't attend it because I was very tight. That's why I couldn't attend it. And
Okay.
then I I'm actually planning to go into restaurant business
Okay.
because I'm a chef, and then that's why I want to go into it. And I've really love hospitality industry so much. So I really want a detail of the process. That's how to start and everything about the restaurant. I also want to have the video of it so that I
Okay.
can also learn more and put those
Okay.
things in the process too. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Okay. So that's fine. Yeah, truthfully, the products will still work for a restaurant actually. Although we are not actively chasing restaurants at this time, right? But it will still work for a restaurant. But what I would say is, yeah, once the videos are available, go through them, watch them, and then also see how you can, reach out to other retail businesses as well, people that actually sell other non-food items. Okay.
All right, sir.
Okay. So with that, we are going to be closing now. But before we close, let me just quickly announce. So we have a new incentive, right? And this is for people that are maybe they want to test out the product or they want to start using the product, but they don't have the money to pay. Okay, they can start using it for free. All right. So we actually do have a free version. So if you see on my screen when I shared it, let me just quickly show you again. So we have a 1 minute. Yeah, please mute your mics, please. Mute your mic. Okay, so if you come to this point, you see that we have a free plan. Okay, you don't charge. The person can register one store and they can actually have 300 products on it. But the percentage, of course, is higher because it's free. We take 5% transaction fee from the business, okay, for every transaction that goes to the platform. So if maybe there's a business that wants to just sell online, this one you will not be able to do any kind of inventory or use the point of sale or anything. It's just to sell online, and the person will be able to like upload up to 300 products, but they'll be changing their prices on their end, and they can do online sales only using this point. So if you get a business that wants to do this free plan, we are going to give you 1,000 naira for every business that actually does register for this. But they have to register and upload their products and go live on the application, so that we know that yes, this is actually an active business, right? So that's the qualification process. So they register, they put their products, and then they'll be updating their prices on their end. So we can, through that video, like I said, you'll be able to show them how they can upload their products, how they can change their prices when prices change. They can also delete products and all of those things. But maximum of 300 products and it is free. But we will charge 85% transaction fee. So for you, your incentive is um, for any of these type of businesses that you get, but they must have a physical location. Yes. So just to also add that so that we can verify that they are actually people that are selling real products. We do not want anyhow merchants on our platform. And we don't want people that because customers are going to be buying from them. So we don't want to harm them or have people that are going to scam people or maybe even have people that are selling fake products. So you have to be sure that these people are real. They have physical stores and they want to sell their products online and they can handle it on their own. So they should be able to have a laptop or whatever they will use and they'll be able to like upload things on their own end, right? So for every of those businesses that you get, we'll give a commission of 1,000 naira. So if you get 10 in a week, you get 20 in a week, you get 30 in a week, you get that 1,000 naira commission. And whenever they convert to become paying customers, you also still get your commission on those ones that you brought. Okay. So we want to encourage you so that because we know that there's effort in this thing. So sometimes, even getting them to pay at the initial point will be a challenge, but if they experience it and they start using it and they see how it works, it's easier for them to convert to become paying businesses to use the full products. But this is not for everybody. Like I said, it's not for all the customers. There are some that they just have to pay because their products are probably more than this number and they want to do inventory and they want to do other things. They just have to pay, right? But for the ones that just want to sell online, this will work for them strictly. So that is the incentive that we have for you, and it's an addition. And every week we'll be doing some things. Don't worry. By tomorrow, I'm going to announce the first thing. Just a little gift for someone this week, right? And well, from time to time, we'll be doing some little gifts and everything like that. And we have a lot of incentives that we are going to be bringing on board. So from vouchers that we're going to give it to you to shop on the platform every month, to certifications, to partnerships, collaboration. Some of you will register you as business owners and give you actual companies so that you can become our partners in future. But there are different things that we need you to at least achieve for you to get all to all those points. All right. So that is what I wanted to announce to you today. And please, you can start from today, you can start from tomorrow to onboard these businesses that are not going to pay, while the ones that you're still working on to get paid, to pay for the solution, will also still be on track. So is that understood? Is this clear? Hello?
Yes, I understand what you mean, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, so with that, we'll come to the end of today's session. Thank you, everyone, for joining the call, and we'll say have a lovely night's rest from here. So we'll meet again
Thank
next.
you, sir.
All
Good
right,
night, sir.
good night. I'm going to also drop this on the group as well. And the numbers I told you to fill, there's a reason we're asking for it. By tomorrow, we're also going to announce that. Cheers.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All
Come
right.
and eat, sir.
What are you eating?
Macaroni.
Interesting. Okay.